on our 5 basic principles of unity. And we've got a song that has all 5 of those principles in one song. Please rise in body or in spirit. Join us in singing. 2, 3. God is good, that's number 1. Good in everyone, that's number 2. And a thought can change your water into wine, that's number 3 now. Prayer and meditation make that easy to feel, that's 4. But you've got to walk the talk to make it real, that's number 5. God is good, good in everyone, and a thought can change your water into wine. Prayer and meditation make that easy to feel, but you got to walk the talk to make it real. One more time. God is good, good in everyone, and a thought can change your water into wine. Prayer and meditation make that easy to feel, but you got to walk the talk to make it real, to make it real. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have another song for the first principle, which we're going to be talking about today. So get ready for that one. Here we go. God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek service. My name is Susan Angelos.
And my name is Danae Legan. Welcome to the service.
We want to greet and bless everyone who is watching from home and online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we are grateful that you're with us. So thank you for joining us. Please join me in welcoming our featured musician, Unity favorite, Karen Smith.
Karen.
Joined by Tyler on keyboard, Dusty on bass, Dan on drums. Lisa and Diane are our Unity song leaders today. Thank you for sharing your music with us.
Yes. Reverend Kristen will deliver today's message titled Permeating Permanence.
Presence.
I was going to say that 10 times fast.
I'll move this closer.
Permeating presence. Unity's principle number 1. This is a part of a 5-part series.
Before we begin, I invite you to turn your phones to silent as we enjoy this sacred service together.
Oh, now let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. This is Bay Miwok and Ohlone land.
We honor the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today and are grateful for those who were stewards of this land before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living, and our vision for the world is, and let's say this together, we
envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness, And our mission is who we have come here to be. Again, let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. And our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
And if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you feel comfortable in doing so, please raise your hands so we may give you a welcome packet. And if you're at home and you haven't come by yet, oh, we have some people over here. All right. Well, thank you. In addition to information about Unity in that packet, there is a $10 coupon which you can use to attend a class or other event here. And we invite you to visit us in our Welcome Center, bookstore, cafe, across the patio after the service to receive a free welcome gift. And we hope you'll choose to stay around and meet us after the service.
Connection cards are available in the newcomer welcome packet and in the seat pockets in front of you. These are for everyone. With this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information. So please place your card in the basket during the offering. And for those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website.
We have several activities to highlight this week.
I've already signed up. Would you like experience more joy, abundance, and inner peace? Yes. Join Laurel Patterson for her Magic of Gratitude class, starting on July 7th at 7 p.m. Come discover how a simple daily gratitude practice can help you feel more uplifted, abundant, and in sync with life. Based on The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, this inspiring class features real-life stories and easy-to-follow exercises to help you align with the frequency of gratitude and transform your life from the inside out. Sounds amazing.
And Live on the Lawn is back. This joyous concert and fundraiser is on Saturday, July 12th at 6:30 p.m. We're excited to feature the Last Minute Band and their high-energy soul and R&B vibrations. Be entertained while you enjoy a picnic on the lawn. Bring your own picnic or pre-order a delicious taco bar dinner. Concert tickets and optional taco bar dinners may be purchased in the bookstore or on our website. Children's tickets are free. Non-alcoholic beverages and tickets for the always popular wine pull will be available during the event.
Annika Ananda invites you to her Labyrinth Move and Meditate class. Come experience a transformative energy meeting with gentle movements, accessible for all bodies, sound healing and walking meditation on the Labyrinth on the third Thursday of the month. The first session is July 17th from 7 to 9. Together, we'll explore the sacred symbolism of the number 3 across cultures in a stress-relieving journey of movement and reflection. Bring something to lie on and arrive early to claim your spot on the lawn.
So how do we feel about bringing salmon back to the rivers and streams of Contra Costa County?
Yeah.
Come to Unity's Green Movie Night on Friday, July 18th at 7 p.m., co-presented by Unity's own Earth Care Alliance and the Interfaith Climate Action Network. Enjoy snacks and a free screening of 2 inspiring Wild Hope documentaries. Discover how scientists and communities are restoring coral reefs and rivers. The documentaries are followed by a discussion with Bob Simmons of the Walnut Creek Watershed Council as we explore what's possible right here in Contra Costa. And I want to add another note about the Be Love gathering. Because the first Friday of this month falls on the 4th of July, the Be Love gathering will be held on the 11th.
Lots going on, always, right? As we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking conscious breath and affirming our statement of faith. Together,
There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God.
We begin with music, followed by a guided meditation and silence. Thank you.
I'm going to invite you to take one more breath and release it. And receive this chant for Yemaya, the force of nature that is the ocean, and some say the mother of us all. Yemaya Sesu, Asesu Yemaya, Yemaya Sesu, Asesu Yemaya, Yemaya Olodo, Olodo Yemaya, Yemaya Olodo, Olodo Yemaya, Yemaya Sesu, Asesu Yemaya, Yemaya Sesu, Asesu Yemaya, Yemaya Olodo, Olodo Yemaya, Yemaya Olodo, Olodo Yemaya, Yemaya Olodo, Olodo Yemaya.
So with every breath, let us float on that Mother Ocean. Sinking into the presence and allowing it to surround us, to hold us. Chant a recognition and a thank you to the Spirit that is always with us. Supporting and loving, sharing wisdom. Let yourself, for these few moments of precious silence, drift into that space where you are held and relaxed, letting the presence be known and felt and sensed on every level of your being. In an ocean of silence, we rest. aware of the support. The knowing that we are held at all times. The presence of love. And as we breathe into this truth, let's bring that knowing out into our everyday life. I'm held in the presence of love. Wherever I go, whatever I do, whatever I face, I'm held in the presence of love. And for this, I give thanks and even sing. And so it is.
Yemaya Sesu, Asesu Yemaya, Yemaya Sesu, Asesu Yemaya, Yemaya Olodo, Olodo Yemaya, Yemaya Olodo, Olodo Yemaya, Yemaya Olodo, Olodo Yemaya. Where I am, where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me, as me. And where I sing, God is. And where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me, as me. And where I doubt, God is the faith in me. And where I cry, God is the comfort there. And where I seek, God is the answer, here and now, forever and ever and ever. And where I speak, truth is. And where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is, God is, God is, God is.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. I feel like I just went on a journey. How about you? It's good to see you all. How's it going? It's like 100 different, answers there, right? Or however many of us there are here. And hello to everyone online. We're glad you tuned in today. We got a pretty good crowd outside, too. Handling the heat out there. They're waving. So Rob Weitzman wrote in the Huffington Post, I harbor an old myth that says God is out there somewhere, and I've got to pray him down to me. There's a lot in that sentence. There's actually a lot of myths in that sentence, not just one. So let's take a look at it. God is out there somewhere. So this entity, and call it whatever you wish, or energy, God, Goddess, Spirit, Great Spirit, the divine, whatever resonates for you. But this thing that we call the divine or God or Spirit is in Rob's myth, which probably a lot of us can relate to, somewhere amorphous, right? We can't quite pin it down. We don't know exactly where it is, but it's pretty certain it's not in us if it feels like somewhere out there, right? So the myth is we don't know where it is, and it's definitely out there. And then there's another myth in his sentence that says, I've got to pray him down to me. So I've got to make all this effort to, so now it's kind of indicating maybe he's up somewhere, right? Or out and up somewhere. And now we've got to do all this efforting. There's no way we can get close if we don't pray him down to us. And then there's the myth, of course, in there that God's a he. So, I mean, he, she, it, they, we don't know, right? It's an inclusive term. It's not an exclusive term. But these myths that he brings out are the myths that we have lived with for centuries. They're the ones that have been taught by the church for so long. I wonder how many sermons, how many classes, how many times the scriptures have been interpreted or written or taught in such a way that for us sounds like mythology. And for Rob, apparently. So it also is true that there are images throughout time that have impressed upon us these same ideas. And so I'm just wondering if you've ever seen this image. It is one of the most replicated religious images of all time. I think the Lord's Supper might be up there too somewhere. And it's beautiful. I mean, if you've ever had the opportunity to actually stand at the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican and look up at the ceiling, there are collective oohs and ahs going on. I heard Danae just say she was there in person. And even if you haven't been in there in person, almost every one of you went, oh yeah, I've seen that image before, right? So what that means is there is an image. It's an image that captures, as we know the saying, right? 1,000 words, right? A picture's worth 1,000 words. This is worth 1,000 religious words right here, this image. And it is impressed on our consciousness over and over again because we see it repeatedly. So the painting is beautiful, done by Michelangelo, and it's got a lot in it that is in here. And that has shaped our beliefs both individually and collectively. So it's called the creation of Adam, by the way. And so when we take a look at the creation of Adam, we're told essentially by it, who and where is God? And who are we? And how are we in relationship to God? That's basically the questions that are answered. That's the questions that are answered in our 5 basic principles. Who and what is God? Who are we? And how are we in relationship to this divinity that we talk about? So I'm pointing over here for those of you who are new because we have 5 paintings of the 5 basic principles. Today we're starting this series. It's going to be kind of scattered throughout the summer. But today we're starting the series. And if we look at this painting as a representation of just a snapshot of all these teachings that we're talking about and that Rob is pointing to in his thing about the myth, we go back to Genesis for a moment, and it says that we're created in God's image. But the teachings and the picture show us that no, actually, it looks like God's created in our image because God looks like a human. And then it's really interesting to find out that God and humans are white males. God's just older. Now, it's true that for all the white males, you are God, but so are the rest of us. And so it's about inclusion, right? But the inclusion is missing. And that makes for a lot of population that we already have, right? Even if you're represented in the picture, we already have a stretch to make, at least to get to principle number 2, to say, I am divine. That's already kind of a hurdle. And then if you don't see yourself represented, it kind of creates yet another hurdle. So we've got all this stuff that's sort of wrapped into what we have been living with for so long. And so what's important when we look at this principle is to say, if we say, yeah, God is good and all loving and all present and everywhere, and then when we say, but yeah, I don't always feel it. Well, how come we don't always feel it? What is it? We've got to mind the gap. I know, that's what they say on BART, isn't it, when you get off the train in England? Mind the gap, yeah. So let's take a look a little closer up to the picture. Did you notice that the hands don't touch? Now this is the greatest lie of all, that humans and the divine are separate, that there will always be a gap, that we just can't quite bridge that gap. This is, if you will, the greatest sin that we can carry, because sin means mistake. It's the greatest mistaken belief that has been taught through the centuries, that there is this transcendent being, and we will just never quite get there because there's a gap, or we have to work really hard to get there. Now, Adam is not making a whole lot of effort here. Let's look at the big picture again. You see, God's like stretching over the angels, like, I'm doing everything I can. And Adam's like, really chill, like kind of nonchalant almost. It's as if, God created the heavens and the earth and the animals and the plants and the humans, and Adam went, meh. But if we were doing the 5th principle today, we would say, Adam, can't you at least lift your finger? Look at what God has done here. If you just lifted your finger, we'd bridge that gap, right? But that's not what we're talking about here. Today, we're talking about principle number 1. And principle number 1, it's really important for us to bridge the myth, to recognize that there is a myth that we live with, that we've been taught, and that's what makes it hard. That's it. Because the presence is here. It's a permeating presence of the divine. It's in our minds. It's in our hearts. It's in our bodies. It's in the cells of our being. It surrounds us. It's in everything and everyone around us. All we have to do is pay attention, right? And there it is. We experience it. We feel it. We know it is here for us. But because of the myths that we live with, we have greater bridges, greater gaps to pay attention to. And so all we have to do is have it in our awareness, and then we can go, oh, right, that's not something I believe anymore. But a lot of times we don't know, really. We think we've put a new belief over a whole set of impressions that have been made over time. And so we don't really know that this surface belief isn't really penetrating because there's a lot of foundational layers there. And so but it's not like we have to, drill through it or anything. I don't want to give you the impression that this is going to be this huge Herculean effort, because it's not. It's just simply like, oh, wow, I didn't know I was still holding all that. I didn't know I was still carrying that around with me all the time. Instead, I could just begin to affirm the truth that I know to be true and to practice coming into this presence, the feeling, the knowing that I am held, that it is available to me, to all of us. Maybe after all, Adam knew all this. And maybe that's why he was so relaxed. It's like, I don't have to make a big effort here. Spirit is in me, is around me, fills me. I kind of like Adam's posture now that I think about it, because it's got that kind of receptivity and openness. It's not full of effort and striving. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just recognize that we don't have to work so hard? We don't have to strive so much. We can just rest in the presence because we can, because it's here for us. It's true. So in that gap is a lot of pain over the many years. It's a lot of lost potential. And so there might even be grief when we recognize how we've been living from a kind of paradigm that says, I can't reach that place. It's just always a little bit out of my grasp. But if instead we realize that, feel those feelings, allow those feelings to happen, and then allow ourselves to open, a lot of that old stuff can fall away. Sometimes we experience the divine presence, of course, in more profound moments of our lives when we have a big challenge going on, for example, or we're in a moment of prayer, or we come into a place where we just say, I can't do this anymore, or I don't know what to do in this situation, or I feel alone, or I'm scared. Anybody ever been to any of those places? And have you in those moments also felt that presence? Sometimes yes, maybe, sometimes no. Maybe you're still in one of those places and you're longing for that opening, that space to come, that feeling and that knowing to happen for you. So yesterday, I don't know if you know Susan Angelos, besides being our facilitator up here, she creates our slides and our Center Point Weekly, and so we're often in conversation by email on Saturdays, and she responded to what I sent her to put in the newsletter and said, wow, I really had just experienced what you just wrote up about the talk tomorrow. And I said, oh, would you like to share? And she said, I would love to share. So I'm going to invite Susan up to share a little bit of her journey with this principle in recent times.
You got me again. So in March of last year, something showed up on my mammogram and a biopsy confirmed the diagnosis. In May and again in June, I had 2 surgeries to remove a lump, followed by radiation. Now, getting a cancer diagnosis is always a gut punch. On this journey, I did a lot of praying and meditating. And in prayer, I came to know, really know, that this was not the end of my story. I heard during meditation that I would be sent angels of healing, and some of those angels are here in this room, and thank you. You know who you are. There were times when I was frustrated and unsteady, but a timely daily word told me to let go and let God, and I did. I found peace, and my angels, both earthly and otherwise, supported me through the entire process. 6 months later, tests showed the cancer was gone, and hooray! Almost exactly a year after the first surgery, this past May, a larger and more aggressive cancer was found on the other side. And I have feelings about that. Okay? But my angels and my God gave me strength and confidence. I had successful surgery 2 weeks ago. But I want to tell you something about what happened on July 11th. I was in Kaiser, Walnut Creek, being wheeled down a 47,000-mile-long corridor on a gurney. Because that's not intimidating or anything. The nurse who was with me was telling me snarky stories about the doctors that worked there, trying to make me laugh, when all of a sudden I was overcome by love and prayer. I felt it so strongly. I looked up, it was noon, which is when the prayer circle met that day. And of course, my angels knew what was happening. So I started to cry. And this poor nurse was terrified, thought I was in pain or worried or something, and was so relieved when I told him why that he prayed with me right there in the corridors of Kaiser and Walnut Creek. Now, this might give you the impression that I am deeply, extraordinarily spiritual, or perhaps unrelentingly positive, and some of you know me better than that. There are days when I question, there are days when I am pissed off, there are days when I falter. But I feel the presence of God every day, even when I can't make myself be grateful that day. My angels, earthly and otherwise, are still with me. And I feel confident down to the core of my being that my path is unfolding as it should, and I still feel that this is not the end of my story. Now, I was going to conclude these remarks with my usual "you are enough" stuff that I do, but the universe had other plans. So, today's daily word. Although my experience can be seen as a gift, bringing new insight or deeper understanding, it may be hard to appreciate it at first. And the affirmation is, I release and move forward with a grateful heart.
Thank you so much, Susan. I love Susan's story for so many reasons. One, because, I know I and many of us love you, Susan, and we're glad you're okay. But also because your story shows us how to open ourselves, how to be vulnerable, be willing to ask for help, to allow it in, to receive, and to trust. And all of that happened in your story, as well as that palpable experience of the presence. So Elijah, Elijah is that prophet, you might remember. He has, of course, a long story, but there is a point in Elijah's story where he is also facing profound challenge. And that awe and majesty that is also a way into the divine presence, that feeling and experience. Is it not? Times in nature or art or times when you're creating or you're witnessing creation or some amazing feat. Those moments, like watching an Olympic athlete. Those moments that we just go, wow, that is incredible. And you can feel that sense of awe. So Elijah has both the sense of challenge in the presence and also, but first he has to get to that point. So he has enemies and he's running from his enemies. He's fleeing for his life, actually. He gets out into the wilderness and he actually says to God, just take my life. I don't want to go on. I don't know how to do this. And an angel comes along, another angel comes along and gives him food and water and says, carry on your journey. So for about 40 days, as the story always goes, 40 is what it means metaphysically, however long it takes, right? That's why we hear 40 so much in the Bible. It's just, you're out there in the wilderness for as long as it takes. But so he comes to a cave at Mount Horeb. And he's in the cave for a bit, and then suddenly he hears the voice of God. Elijah, what are you doing here? And Elijah's like, well, and then he tells his story, because that's what we do, right? He tells his story. It's still, after 40 days, he's telling the same kind of frenetic story, maybe with not the same frenetic details, but about how his enemies are after him and all the things that have happened and so on. And God says, come into my presence. I'm going to come closer. So Elijah's still he's not quite at the mouth of the cave, but he's sort of walking toward it. And where he stops, he sees that there's this big earthquake on the mountain. And then there's a big fire. And then there's an intense wind. But through all of these major, what we would call natural disasters, Elijah doesn't really feel the presence. So when does he feel the presence? What does bring him back into the truth of his being and stepping back into his life? The sound of sheer silence. It says suddenly the sound of sheer silence was available. And then Elijah felt it. And then Elijah stepped out. But before he stepped out, it felt so profound that he wraps his face in a scarf. And then he goes out because it's so bright, it's so intense, it's so powerful to come back into the presence when we've been in the gap. And so then Elijah gets clear guidance in the presence. Once he comes back into that clear that presence, he's no longer wandering around in the wilderness anymore. He's no longer saying, just take my life. Now he knows what to do, how to get back into his life, what to do when he goes back down the mountain. Do you relate to this? Do you ever just want to go, I am done with this? Swoop me up to some kind of heavenly space wherever I came from so I can just be with my God. And yet, here we are, heaven on earth, the presence permeating our being and surrounding us and holding us and encouraging us and bringing us comfort and reassurance and confidence and inspiration and light and love and truth and joy and hope at every turn. All we have to do is open ourselves to it. And the sound of sheer silence may be one of the ways in. So, what do you do? How do you get into the presence? What is it, like literally, what happens for you in order to open to that presence, to feel that presence? Do you know? For many of us in this room and how we practice together, we tend to close our outer eyes and drop into our heart or somewhere within our being. And so that's probably the easiest way for us to experience together in this setting. So I just want to invite you for a moment to do that. Close your eyes if you wish, to drop in. And together we just invoke the presence. We know it's there, but we invoke it to come into our consciousness. I want to see you. I want to feel you, sense you, know you, hear you. If you just begin to feel or sense an inkling of that, see if you can lean in a little further, a little deeper. Notice how you perceive it. Do you see something inside? Do you hear something? Do you feel it or sense it? How do you describe this divine presence? Somebody asked you, well, what is it? What would you say? What's your experience? And finally, how do you feel when you're aware of the presence? How do you feel right now if you're aware of the presence? I just invite you to give thanks in whatever way feels right for you. Maybe wiggle some fingers or toes just to bring fuller attention to your body, physical space. You bring some light and attention to the back behind your eyes before you open your eyes. Come back into this space. Does anybody want to share anything? How you would describe this presence that you experienced? Yeah. Calm. Calmness. God is love. Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else want to share? Energy. Richard? Knowing. Don. Sun and sun. S-O-N and S-U-N. peace. Shrish. Oh, yeah. David? Embraced. Suzanne? Gentle compassion. Annika? Music. Nice. Alexandra? And so that also tells me how you may primarily perceive is through sound, through hearing words or voice. We all can perceive in all these ways, right? We can hear, we can see, we can feel, we can sense. But often there's one that's a little bit more primary for us. So knowing that is helpful, because when you need a fast answer, you know you can listen and the answer will come. Somebody else had a hand back there. Somebody else raise their hand? Yeah, Allie. Ooh, surprising and untamed. See how different they are? I mean, I think that's why I want you to share, because it's really powerful to see all the different aspects that we can plug into and how all of us collectively are plugging into different aspects. That's really beautiful, isn't it? It makes it even more accessible to us. Maybe you haven't yet experienced the untamed. What was it? Untamed and surprising side. You know, so there's something for me to explore. Yeah. And you see how easy that was. In a couple minutes, in this whole room, there was this sense of the profound awareness of the presence that permeates our beings. And we can take that out into the world. You carry that with you wherever you go. In the store, in the grocery store, in the lines, in traffic, in your work, in your family, on the phone with a relative that just keeps getting under your skin. You can just go, oh, right, we're all in the untamed, surprising joy, love, peaceful space of the one. Let me just breathe into that for a moment. You can't escape. In case you thought you could, Elijah was trying to flee his life, right? And in a sense, flee the presence and hide from it. But we can't. That's the good news, bad news. We cannot escape from the divine presence love, from the love that Spirit holds for each of us and all of us. The psalmist tried and said, where can I go from you, Spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. And if I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there, your hand will guide me and you will hold me fast. So practicing the presence, allowing ourselves to recognize what is already here for us. We just recognize that there might be a gap. There might be a gap in our consciousness, a myth that we're holding that might stand in the way. We don't need to make it a big deal. We just go, oh, yeah, I think that might be in the collective consciousness, but I don't really hold to that anymore because I know all I have to do is breathe, drop into my heart, and there I am again in the presence. So let's affirm this together, and I just really want to encourage us to practice the presence throughout the week. Together, the presence of the divine is here now. I pause, enter the silence, listen, feel, and sense it. And so it is.
I've used the phrase let go and let God most of my life, God is. But during our very first meditation, I heard something very different. Let go and be open. And by being open, God is, in a sense. And the second half of your sermon really reinforced that. Be open to what is coming. We are the channel of blessings.
And the angels.
Yeah.
Our prayer chaplains are available after the service to provide personal prayer support. If you are a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand.
There she comes.
Yeah. Our prayer chaplains wear the purple stoles.
Whether you have a joy or a concern in your heart today, praying with playing perhaps with our prayer chaplain is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
Yeah, they're a pretty fun bunch. Mm-hmm. Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving.
Yes.
I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
And for your convenience, there are a variety of ways to financially give to this community, shown on the screen in front of you. For those of you watching online, there is a donate button on the Watch Live page. We encourage everyone to set up regular and automatic giving to Unity using your bank's free bill pay service.
And now I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and repeat our affirmation together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Thank you.
God is good all the time. Join me if you know this song. God is good.
God is good
All the time.
all the time.
God is good
God is good
all the time.
all the time.
Well, God's filled with compassion. God's love is everlasting. God is good. God is good all the time. God is good
God is good
all the time.
all the time.
God is good
God is good
all the time.
all the time.
Well, God's filled with compassion. God's love is everlasting. God is good. God is good all the time. God is love. God is love
God is love
all the time.
all the time.
God is love
God is love
all the time.
all the time.
Well, God's filled with compassion. God's love is everlasting. God is good. God is good all the time. Lisa, you want to take the bridge?
All right, here we go. Oh, give thanks for all the good, the blessings abound forever. Oh, give thanks for all the good, the blessings endure forever. Oh, give thanks for all the good, the blessings endure forever. Oh, give thanks for all the good, the blessings endure forever. Oh, give thanks for all the good, the blessings endure forever. God is good all the time.
was also quite the little piano riff at the end of that song, huh? Yeah, impressive. Hello, Paul and Pat. Thank you for carrying our offerings. So as we behold the good that is held here as a physical manifestation of the presence of prosperity, the presence of the all-loving, all-goodness of the One. Let's bless it and know as we bless, it multiplies. And every one of our good multiplies with it, along with our collective community and out into the world. All of that with a blessing, because we are in the presence of the divine. So let's bless it together. We give thanks for the ever-increasing constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is.
We are a circle of love. We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you and the light in me are one.
I know how to use a microphone. I just forget sometimes. Thank you for the song. Thanks, everyone. Happy Sunday. How are you today? Good. Are you as rambunctious as we are? Yeah? Are you just, wow, okay. Wow, I don't know what's going on, but before I pass it over to the kids to share what we did today, I just want to thank everyone. We're prepping for summer camp. We have a bunch of kids registered. We have a bunch of volunteers who have signed up to help, and we received a whole bunch of support for scholarships, so we're all set. We're good to go. And can't tell you how supported I feel, that we feel, and just how wonderful. You guys are so generous with your time and your energy, and we appreciate it. Thank you. It's going to be amazing. And who wants to share what we talked about today, what we did today? So many chatterboxes, and now they're so quiet. River, thank you.
Today, Today we got cardstock sheets of paper with the earth printed on them with one sentence. It was,
we've got the whole world in our hands.
We use stickers, like glitter glue and other stuff to decorate our pieces of paper, showing all the things that we like on the world and the things that we would do to help support the world without it like disappearing and shattering into a million pieces.
Anybody else want to share? I can't top that. Anybody else want to share?
I also want to mention River led our meditation today, and he rocked it. So thank you, River. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's bless our parents. I'm adding parents because I'm connecting over here with Catherine. Parents, children, youth, and teachers. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
All right, we're going to close out with our closing song. Please rise in body or in spirit. And make sure, if you like to hold hands, make sure that the person next to you also likes to hold hands, or put your hands over your heart. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is.
are the very divine presence of light and love and peace on earth right now. So shine your lights. Let's have fun and spread joy.